Today I'm at Sullivan Park and here to just have some fun, maybe try out some lures that I haven't had a chance to try out. There's a lot of birds out here today, some birds I haven't seen before, so I guess more and more of them are coming down from the north. But it looks like a nice day, nice blue skies. It was 58 degrees, so warm for the winter time. So not sure how the fish are going to be responding. Water looks a bit stained, no different than it was before. Just disappointing though. I don't see the aerators running as much as they used to. There's one, there's the other. I'm not sure if that's part of the issue. But anyhow, let's see what kind of fun I can catch today. This time I didn't forget to bring my ultralight, and also I'm thinking I might try this out. Haven't used this before. It's essentially a 1-inch Powerbait Nymph. So this is Powerbait. It's not Gulp, so that means that it's not biodegradable. Something I do like about the Gulp side of Berkley's products. But this is essentially what it looks like. Nice little plastic lure, has a lot of action and so forth. Haven't thrown this ever before, so this will be a little test for me. I have used other baits that are similar, but not from Powerbait. Since I haven't used this before, I'm not really sure what weight to use. So I'm going to start with this 1/16 ounce jig head. I like that action of the tail. I don't know if that's showing up in the video. Falls pretty quick. Let's see what it looks like on a retrieve. I think this is going to be too fast. This is almost more something that I would use if I was fishing for bass, but I'm going to hop it off the bottom, see what happens. So one thing that I'm noticing is I'm getting a lot more snags off the weeds on the bottom, so definitely too heavy of a jig head. Try another cast. Just going to straight retrieve this with a little bit of twitching. And I'm going to switch. So I have it there with a surgeon's loop knot on a 1/32 ounce jig head. If it shows up in the video, you can see it still falls quite a bit, but it's not falling as fast. I may even go lighter than this, but just because it is a 1-inch bait, but this is still a little more doable than what I had before. So because of all the appendages, its range is a little less than I would like. Probably something better to throw under a bobber. That must have been grass. I have a feeling that the trout are further into the middle of the pond, so I may have to switch. There we go. All right, so 9-inch. Not sure if you can see that. So there's my first trout of the day. 9-inch trout. And that was caught on a Berkeley Powerbait Nymph. It hit on the bottom, and what I had to do was actually twitch it up a little bit, keep the line tight so that it doesn't sink fast, and then just kind of keep that going, kind of like a little pulsing. To show what I mean, what I'll do is, you can see that it sinks down, and when I pull it up and I just hold the line there, it slowly drifts down. If I just put the line back where it's slack, it falls faster. So I'm just keeping the line tight after I lift it up, let it fall a little bit more. There we go. Oh, and it let go. That one caught it as I was holding it up there. I would definitely say this bait is more of an active fisherman's bait. Something where you have to like actually jigging and working your bait back. I'll try it under a bobber in a bit just to see if that helps any or changes how it works, but I happen to like being more active and feeling the bites rather than just seeing a bobber go down, so this is actually quite nice. So that's about 4 or 5 feet down. As I like to do with all of my bobber fishing, I'm slowly reeling it in just to keep the line tight. There it is. Might be a better trout. No, about the same, I think. Okay. Oh, there it is. Actually, it's 10.5 inches, so it is a better trout. So that's the second one landed. Third fish hooked. I need to see if this bait will float on its own. That could be another presentation. Well, let's catch another one. Well, let's try it up a little higher. That's about 3 feet. Oh, and I snapped the line. Look at that. I don't think it was that big of a fish, but I am just fishing 2-pound line. That was a solid fish, but I think that there was probably just something wrong with my line, either a defect or more than likely it was damaged at some point in time, either up on the rocks or touching some branches. So I'm trying it with a trout magnet jig, so much lighter Should be able to work it much slower now. But I can't cast it as far. Already getting some bites on it. So I'm just going to keep tapping it. A nice little steady jigging motion. Get all of those appendages moving. Ah, something touched it. Definitely felt it. I would say the fun factor is really good with this, but the actual catching is not so good. There was another. I guess it's moving those appendages and they just really like biting that. There we go. I'm feeling so many bites. And you can see it pulled it down again. Probably these small 8-inch trout are biting it and they just can't get it all the way in. Maybe I'll slow down my retrieve. That felt like grass. Oh, somebody just caught a bullhead cat over there. So I guess there are catfish in here. Still getting bites, just no real strikes. Well, I'm just going to try a straight retrieve. There's a bite. There. That was close up, so that could have been sunfish. There we go. Finally. So I was jigging it at very short 2-inch strokes. That probably gave the fish a chance to catch up to it. Hey, you. Got a 10-inch trout and got a spectator puppy. And there we go. Got another one. Not bad. I will say, other than snapping your line, I have yet to lose one of these baits, so pretty good from that perspective. Oh, did you see that little flash? So one fish came right up this close to it. So you can see how much action it has with that tail. It has a good action. Just needs a fish with a bigger mouth. There we go. That's a good one. Good fighter. Right around 9 inches. Still a fun fish. It was a good fighter. There he is. Bye-bye. So I think I dialed it in as far as this bait. It's definitely a bait where you need to jig it. You can see that that action makes it do a lot of wiggling. Definitely can attract a trout, and with the lighter trout magnet weight, the 1/64 ounce jig head, it doesn't just sink to the bottom quickly. It's definitely a fun bait. That time I didn't even let it sink very far. I just started reeling, and there's a couple of little hits. And what I'm trying to do is just move the tip of my rod a couple of inches while slowly reeling in. Definitely not a bait soaking bait there. Well, had one, it hit it once and then hit it again. Even though it has the Powerbait scent, which I really didn't find very strong on it, I think it's more of a jigging lure. Probably works well even without the scent, just because of those little appendages on the back end. Once again, it was pulled. Telltale sign of a fish. Yeah. What's nice when you catch them this way is that first hit is definitely really strong, even for a small fish like this. Quick release. I'm guessing this is probably 7 inches. Oh, no. Right at 8 inches, just a really skinny guy. Anyhow, there he is. Oh, turn around. Don't go there. You'll find your way out. Should have just started reeling in. I'm going to lift that one up because it seems like if I start reeling in right as it hits the water, I'm getting a faster strike. So they may not be sitting right on the bottom. There's a bite. There, nope. But once again, pulled back, so, oh, he took the tail. Took one of the tails. There we go. And that's a 9-inch trout. Again, kind of on the skinny side. But I'm guessing that the trout are actually coming up to it now that I'm just working it higher up. There we go. That's a bit longer. Nine and a half, almost 10, just under. Something happened over there. Anyhow, there's that fish. I do seem to get a longer cast doing a sidearm cast, aiming upwards slightly. So that's kind of nice considering how light this jig head is. I'm going to keep this to a short video. Spent most of my time actually trying out this new bait. Well, it's been in my pocket for a long time. I just haven't taken it out or used it. And it's this 1-inch Power Nymph from Berkeley. It's got a lot of tail action. Oh, I think I finally lost the other tail. And no, there it is. And if you don't want to have to work so hard to catch your fish, it's probably not worth getting. I would just get a Powerbait honeyworm or some other bait and use that. Even a trout magnet is a little less active than this. On this one, I'm doing this repeated jigging just because I want to get that tail action maximized, and I really think that that's drawing up fish from any of the depths. And there's another bite right there. So I actually think the fun factor on this lure is really high, but activity level for the fishermen is also very high. If you do it the right way, you're going to catch a lot of fish, which is always really fun. But if you're just going to soak something under a bobber, don't waste your money on this. You don't get a lot of the baits, but it also holds onto the hook really long, so that's also really good. The appendages don't seem to just pull off very easily either. I did lose one tail on this, but that doesn't mean very much. This still has the other one and I'm still catching. Anyhow, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to try this lonely little corner over here just to see if I can catch something. Of course, all the birds may have scared them off, but let's see. I just realized my drag is too tight. That might have been what caused it to break off. There we go. There is fish over here. And a bigger fish too. Thicker at least. Looks like 10 inches. Somebody damaged its gills. Surprised it's still alive. That's good. It's not bleeding. And there we have it. Bye-bye. And with that, I'm out of here. Just shows these little corners that nobody ever likes to fish still have good fish.